Hey guys, how are you doing? Oh, you asked me how I'm doing? Well, I am wet and I'm cold because I just came in from the rain. I had to unhook a trailer and I am soaked. And I want to warm up to a fire. Actually, I kind of feel like Mr. Rogers because I sat down here to put my shoes on and I'm talking to a camera and I was like, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Okay, so never mind. So, hey, I want to talk today. I've been thinking the last couple days actually about Lot and his wife. We don't even know her name. It's just his wife. Pretty salty lady, if if you don't say so yourself. But seriously, Lot and his wife, and we find this story in Genesis 19, and of course, this is a nephew of Abraham, and there is so many nuggets of spiritual, you know, history that you could take from this story. But I'm actually going to go a little different direction today because we find Lot and his wife, and of course they're in the towns of Sodom and Gomorrah and the little towns and cities, and we see two angels come in, and he tells Lot and his family, he says, hey, gather all your family because we're going to get out of Dodge because we're going to destroy the cities. And it's really cool because Lot's like, oh, wait, let me get my son or my daughter's fiancés. And so he says, okay, we'll wait till tomorrow. So Lot goes and they think he's joking. And of course they don't go with him. And so the angels are like, no, gather your family now. You gather your wife and your daughters. Let's go. And they says they take them by the hand and escort them out of the city. And the cool thing here is they say go, head that way and go into the hills. And Lot's like I don't want to go there. I'm afraid for my life. Can I go to this one city? And it's really cool if you read this because the angels of the Lord Himself had favor on him again and said, okay, go to that city and we won't destroy that city. And so in doing so, there was a city that wasn't destroyed. And the cool thing is Lot was such a man of God that God had favor and his prayers, or what he asked God for, he actually granted them, even though it wasn't the original plan, which is a whole lesson in itself. But this is what I want to get to, because the angels tell them, whatever you do, don't look back. Don't look back. Now, that could have been because of the destruction. That could have been because of they didn't want them to grieve. It doesn't really matter what it is. God says, don't look back. And of course, we know that Lot's wife turned around and looked back and disobeyed God and turned into a pillar of salt. I started to go get some salt out of the kitchen and, but I didn't. So she disobeyed God and she turned to a pillar of salt. And I can't even imagine, I'm sure the sheep and the cows like that big salt lick out there. But why did that happen? Why did God tell them not to look back? And this is the point I'm going to make. You can agree or disagree. I really don't care. Our pasts, there are so many things we've done in our past, so many things we've left in our past, so many things we've given to God and we've moved on. And we continue, some of us, having the problem of wanting to turn around and look back, wanting to turn around and maybe go back to your past, or something's happened to you, or like I said, you've done things you're ashamed of, and we want to turn around and grab a hold of our past. And God says, your past is your past. He told them, don't look back, move forward, look forward, go forward. The past is the past. The present, I love this, is a present from God, so enjoy it. And the future is what we look forward to and what we go toward. So many of us are hung up on our pasts. So many of us have hurts and hang-ups, and some of us even have, we kind of like to revisit our past and do things we shouldn't do. God says, look toward the future And as long as you're doing what God tells you to do, as long as you're going in the direction God tells you to go, leave your past behind you. The future can be bright and amazing, and what God has in store for us. My point is, if your past is haunting you, give it to God. Ask God what direction you're supposed to go to, and then head that way. Look toward your future and quit looking at your past. Satan will always throw our past up to us. We will try to get us hung up on our past. I think this story, Lot and his wife, I think a lot of it is she looked back at her past and she couldn't get over her past. And Lot and his daughters had to look toward the future, and they were saved. So quit looking at your past. Look toward your future, and it is going to be bright if you have God with you, leading you, and telling you where to go. Read Genesis 19, the whole story. It's amazing. It's crazy. It's one of the crazy stories in the Bible. But it was true. I mean, it's really cool because they're finding evidence of this right now, even today. I love you guys. Peace out.